Boy, not gonna lie, I never thought it was gonna be a day I was gonna give this motherfucker up. When I first started doing research on this motherfucker, like I was reading comments about like people saying, "Oh, after 20 years, I done had this and ain't always run flawlessly. It ain't never jam. All I have to do is occasionally clean it." But me personally, I started going to school every day, and sometimes I couldn't carry it sometimes like the way how I'd carry it to work, so it wouldn't be directly like on my appendix, right up against my stomach collecting up all that sweat. Not only that, like the tip of the holster of it started to break, and I had lost my job around the time. Wasn't really paying for it. I was trying to manage going back and forth to school for like, forklift or whatever. Basically just trying to get shit started, see what the fuck going on, to see what I can make happen. But I remember I used to sweat on this every day when I was coming back home off the bus. And I was telling myself I should clean it or open it or look inside the side because, the grip at the top of the slide, it started to seemingly gain rust in between like the corners. I was like, okay, that's not too much of an issue. But one day I think I brought it home and I ended up looking behind the hammer. I'm going to see what's going on with it now. You might be able to see it. You may not. Here's some if you could see it. Another issue I was coming across with the exception of the rust. Here's some, like, the camera going in and out of focus. But there's some right there, like, around the safety. And there's some on the back around the hammer. It's a little dusty. I'm trying to deal with the cameras fucking up on me. Messing up on me, excuse the language. I may eventually try to get paid off these YouTube videos. The back of the handle started to turn purple over time, which was really what. Yo, y'all don't know how much that hit, because I really care about this as my EDC. Due to how thin it is, it was really the main reason I was able to carry it and work and not, get caught. And then it still had a reasonable capacity just based off the research. The 8+1, as you see the mag, I'm going to put the mag inside just to show you how small it is. I'm going to get my ruler as well, too. Even though it's not considered full size and, have been described sometimes on the internet, just based off the videos I've seen, the people, they put it in their pockets, it's real hella versatile. But overall, that's about 7 inches. Close. I know a lot of y'all wish y'all was there. Let me take out the mag. But once these started to change, once the grip started to change, with the exception of the rust started building up on the hammers from everyday carry, especially, me goddamn sweating it on every day. I already knew eventually it was gonna have to go. Boy, y'all can hear that shit in my voice. Only reason I'm even making this video is because, especially a lot of us like to get like attached to certain firearms or, just, we got like a little history or, and then I know there's some of us that be like, yeah, it's just like a tool. I don't give a fuck what happens to it. But damn. But this is specifically for the other side, the ones that are attached to it. I'm going to just let you know now. There's no gun that's cool enough that is worth your life. And I'm pretty sure y'all know that, but some of y'all don't. I'm sorry to put that out here. But shit, I most definitely didn't want to give that shit away. Especially just due to whatever the hell I could do. like for a 380 that I could get a full size grip on. I don't really even see that too many overall unless you're going to like a lot of the double stacks like a Beretta Cheetah, with the exception of like I believe it's called Walter PD, but I know the Walter series have some in a 380 series that you could have a full size grip on and reasonable capacity, and of course the MMP shield easy, you know. But outside of that, it's a couple exceptions because if you do know, like most options of 380 are pocket pistols. Not only that, it's a double single action. So when I, for example, put these in my shorts under my pants while I'm at work, and they're extra concealed, and at the most I'd probably, if I did feel like it was sticking out, just put like a phone in the same pocket that I'd have like for like some shorts or whatever that I wear for work up under my pants just to keep it concealed. Because, I didn't like the idea of it falling out of my holster. We won't need to go into specifics to where I work, but, it's a warehouse. Shit, ain't always the best. Yeah. The main reason why I did start to carry this in the first place to work, or just even consistently, that I've even considered taking it out the house was specifically because there was one time, right? There was a woman who was randomly yelling out loud. I don't know if she was talking to herself, but it got to the point where it was agitating someone else out to the bus. And I guess whatever was going through his head, it was logical enough for him to pull out a gun and flash the whole bus. I had a little girl running to like the back. Not really the best or prettiest of stories. There was, for example, I think about a month and a half later, despite me already carrying, I can't say that really made me feel all that too much safer. There was one time, it was a train station called Oakland City. And for y'all that don't know, that's part of MARTA. And when somebody was running down right at night, the first thing I noticed is that he was screaming. He was screaming to the top of his lungs while leaning over after running down the MARTA bus stop, like full speed. And, someone I thought he was just screaming, maybe like a bad stomach ache, a disease, he done got hurt. Something other than what it actually was. Someone, yelled to me, "Oh, he got shot." I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, how? Where? We ain't hear shit. You know what I'm saying? He just came downstairs full speed. It is what it is. I'm not really there to investigate. I'm on a train and I'm going to keep my happy ass on the train. So, as he keeps on screaming to the top of his lungs, he eventually falls back and he passes out. Which was sort of fucked up to an extent, because later on, which eventually, I get unsafe. The cops come down, well, about 4 of them, one come down pulling their ARs around the corner and shit like that. And of course, I take out my gun, and the only reason I do that is just because I'm making assumptions. I'm already hot-headed, I'm a little tired. It's like, if somebody is around this motherfucker with the intention of doing wrong, whether he just shot this person or not, and he's on this train or anything may escalate while the police are looking for him, how far is this threat? Will I be around gunfire? I'm on guard, and I'm also not in the mood to ask too many questions. So, okay, yeah, I pull it out or whatever, it makes me feel a little bit safer. Actually did like a whole mag switch like next to people on the train, which I wouldn't say advise anybody to do, but I'm not really in the mood to ask anybody if I feel like, I may potentially be in a life or death threatening situation. But, I got some memories with this. Fun fact, this is one of the first guns that actually saved my life or actually prevented me from getting robbed a couple times, or it also made people that was hot-headed and, that would seemingly come off, let's just say, tough guy or rough-edged and, certain, let's just say, hood niggas, the typical ones. I could probably show a picture of the ones that maybe carry their gun improperly, got slang around here, around Decatur, around, they call it East east side of Atlanta, but technically it's just part of the east side of the Atlanta metropolitan area. But before I just stop on that, I'm gonna just tell y'all one more story. I remember one time I just came back from the gas station. I needed some money so I could afford some transportation to work in cash, and I woke up late. I meant to get it the day prior, but unfortunately I couldn't. So I walked to a gas station around like 1 in the morning, taking a little shortcut in the woods. And as I come back, everything seemingly smooth. Of course, it's hella dark. I'm once again not saying that these are the smartest things you should do, because obviously you should stay out the woods. But 9 times out of 10, when you are around a dangerous situation, is when you're comfortable. When you feel like you could put your guard down. I was like, okay, ain't nobody out here between like 1 and 2 in the morning. I could just be able to bust this walk in, just come back. And for the most part, that was pretty much good. But I did come across a problem on the way back, as I'm laughing, just sitting there watching like a interview of a certain artist or whatever. I look up as I'm like halfway into like this apartment complex that I just got out the woods. And one thing I noticed as I get out the woods that's right behind not even behind, on the side of the gas station that I typically walk from, I noticed that somebody turned off their flashlight, which I see in the distance from across from me. And as he get closer and more closer to like the street that I'm walking on, one of the street lights actually hit him. He's in all black, light skin. He's covering his mask. He looked like he's, obviously up to no good. And I was carrying appendix at the time. Sometimes now, like when I'm doing those short walks, I may put in a pocket because it makes it less obvious as to whether I have my hand on my gun or not. And, I obviously, while he's walking towards me or whatever, just eyeing me down, I have my hand near my waist. But it's not 100% clear, like it's outward of my waist. Not even, well, at least to me, I wasn't trying to make it obvious that I had a gun that I was trying to grab. But, if he is a gun toter, which he most likely is, probably could obviously put 2 and 2 together, regardless of me saying that or not. And it's all cool. As I get closer, he looks down at my hip and he looks back up in my eye. Now he's avoiding eye contact. As we're like probably like anywhere between like 3 to 5 yards towards each other. And I'm keeping my eye. Like, unfortunately, that ain't the first time I've been around something like that. So I don't even like the idea of you potentially reaching around your waist or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be the criminal. That's your job. And that ain't even me judging criminals. They got lives too. We don't know the reason as to why they do what they do. So as I walk further past him, I'm just keeping an eye on his shadow as he walking past me in the peripheral, in my peripheral vision. And after he get like a certain distance, I probably like count to like 1, 2 before I actually turn around. Okay, he keeps walking. Okay, all right, that's cool. No problem. I'm thinking it straight. Obviously, as I get towards the fence, there's a hole in the fence that I typically will cross through. I look again, and he it's something black in his hand. I can't see how far it is, because at this point we're probably like 30 yards away from each other, anywhere between 30 to 40, and his flashlight I should have mentioned that. He turned back on his flashlight as he was going through the wooded part that he was, is a little shortcut to the gas station, which I just came from. He's basically going in through the same part that I just came out of. And yeah, he's standing in this little ditch in the wooded area. And, excuse my language, as I, keep on cursing. My first thought is, what the fuck? I take my shit out. I'm not in the mood to ask questions. I don't know if this is making me seem like the bad guy, but to me this is like completely reasonable. Yeah, I don't know where y'all live, because you know there's people out there who have like a gun at them and say stupid shit like, oh well, you should have shot him in the foot besides kill him. But anyways, so as he turn or you know he as I turn around and like what the fuck, I still try to keep it unconcealed. I still try to like keep it not seen, you know what I'm saying? But when it quickly got out, I wasn't even paying attention as to how that the fact that I'm letting it be shown. But he clearly can't tell what it is from that distance, as I'm pretty sure I can't tell, like what the hell he got from the distance. And next thing you know, he pushed this black thing, whatever it was, like back in his hood and did like the quickest 360 I done seen a motherfucker do. You know what I'm saying? And he got the hell on. And I'm watching myself as I'm going back through the woods with a little shortcut I done took at 1 a.m, thinking everything sweet, I guess. And, I just went on about my day. I'll just keep that in the future. Because, if anybody else want any more stories, I'll tell y'all about it. Most of the times this gun, this gun has saved my life more than this double stack 16 silver Burst of Thunder Plus, and it's only got 9 rounds. And just due to some of the situations I've been in, I actually do believe the statistics, such as that 8 to 9 may be enough. 80% of incidents as to where you may pull out your firearm, not even a single shot is fired. I'm technically part of one of those statistics, and I've been through enough to believe that that's true, or just enough to know or feel as if for whatever I wanted to carry a gun for, such as breaking contact, may not need the highest amount of ammo capacity for. I'm comfortable with 8 to 9. Never failed me. Shit, I've dead ass counted gunshots that I've heard in gunshots in real life, and typically anywhere between 5 to 12 for the most part. Anything that did go any further, I think probably no more than once and twice out of like the past few years I've been living here. It didn't really seem as such. Most people in general, or most crimes in general, when a firearm is pulled out, typically the most you would have to do is break contact. Criminals, they're more looking for easy targets to rob. Not exactly John Wick or the lady with a Glock 19 in her purse. They're looking for valuable assets, off of the easy licks. So 9 times out of 10, when a firearm is presented, pretty sure they're not gonna care what's the caliber or how cool it is or how good of a badass they could show themselves off to be. 9 times out of 10, common sense is gonna kick in with a little mixture of adrenaline, and they're gonna get the fuck on. But shit, like and subscribe.